general here. I need to focus in on this part because here's what I'm really believing for. And so this is a vision list, a goals list, and a dreams list all in one. And hopefully it'll take more than that one piece of paper that y'all have got. So write things on the list as if money were no object. Now I'm going to read you Habakkuk 2 and 3 from the Message. And then God answered, write this. Write what you see. Write it out in big block letters so that you can read it on the run. This vision, this message is a witness pointing to what's coming. It aches for its coming. It can hardly wait, and it doesn't lie. If it seems slow in coming, wait. It's on its way. Yes. It will come right on time. I'm going to read it one more in the Amplified Classic and same scripture. And the Lord answered me and said, write the vision and engrave it so plainly. Now that's the key. Plainly. Very descriptive of what you're believing for. Very plain. Write the vision and engrave it so plainly upon tablets that everyone who passes may be able to read it easily and quickly as he hastens by. In other words, you can see it on the run. You could put what you're believing for on your refrigerator, and you're going to see some of those things as you're just going by the refrigerator. You're going to spot them, and you're going to say, "Oh yeah, that's right. I'm believing for that," and you're releasing your faith that day. Because that's what we're not looking at the things that we're believing for enough sometimes, and God wants it in front of our face, so that you'll be able to read it easily and quickly as He hastens by. For the vision is yet for an appointed time, and it hastens to the end, fulfillment. It will not deceive or disappoint. Though it tarry, wait earnestly for it, because it will surely come. It will not be behind on its appointed day. I just love it. Now, there was a minister and his wife, and I just happened to hear it. I've never heard this one before. It was from Keith Moore. And he was telling about him and his wife, Phyllis. Now, what y'all are doing now, if you get an idea, you get a goal, you get a vision, you get something that's a desire of your heart, you write it. You just write it down while I'm teaching. You're just doing the work of God while you're doing that, because you're believing for certain things. Maybe you're believing for a loved one to be back in sync with a loved one. You're believing for a wrong relationship to be righted. You're believing for things that we cannot do in and of ourselves. You put it on there. But he was saying that him and his wife Phyllis, they did, a vision list, a goal list. They've done it for years. And he said one of the things, their first thing on their vision list, he said, is every year they're believing for how much they're going to be able to give into God's kingdom. And he said they'd write it down, and they're making a greater goal for the following year to be able to give more and to put God first. And he said, so they wrote their list on that. And he said, and then their second thing on their list was everything that they owed. And they put everything that they owed on that list, and they're putting it like, okay, now we're believing to pay off this, and we're believing that these bills are going down. We believe by the end of this year, many things are going to be going down, and some of them are going to be off the list. And so that's the first two things. And so the first one, he's putting God first. The other one was obligations to others. And he said he got a prompting as they were finishing, like they did every year. And he said, and he got a prompting, and the Lord said, turn the sheet of paper. He said, go to a blank sheet. And he said, the Lord prompted him. He said, write down anything you would like if money were no object. Write down your dreams. And so, they started writing down some dreams, and they made a dreams list on this third sheet of paper. And he said, he was really, just kind of dumbfounded by it, and because he wasn't believing that way. And then he realized that was the Spirit of God dealing with him. So they wrote these things on the paper. He said in a few months, over half of those things they had put on this sheet of paper had already come to pass. Over half of them. Because they crystallized. There's nothing magic about it, but it's clear. Okay, I heard this saying, and I like it. It's I believe it was from Terry Savelle Foy. I believe that's who said this. When your vision is clear, your results will appear. I like that. When your vision, that applies to any vision that we have. Maybe it's a goal to lose weight or a goal to, have a